What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another figure review video. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing a long-awaited SH MonsterArts figure. We have really been anticipating the reissue of this figure, and now that it's finally here in the year of 2025, I know a lot of people have been hyped for this ever since the leaked photos dropped. We're hopping in to the SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2000. With that being said, we have the Bandai Namco right there at the top. Got the logo right here for the movie. This is, like I said, the reissued version. The original box looks a tad bit different than this. It will actually have the older SH MonsterArts model of the Godzilla 2000. He will be on the front of the box, so you will actually be able to tell which one you're getting. If you're looking on eBay or something like that and you're trying to make sure you get the right one, make sure it is this one. You know, the head is facing upwards. I believe on the older one, the head is kind of looking downwards, or like you can just tell the difference. Like the head on the older box is definitely looking in a different direction. It's not like this, how it's looking up. But like I said, you got, you know, the official stamping and all that from Bandai. Lets you know that it's all authentic. I did get this off eBay from a Japanese retailer. I'd say shipping literally took like a week tops. You know, shipping was really not that bad. Box, pretty simple. You got Godzilla 2000 on each side of the box. I did get, I put the plastic container that the figure came in. I actually took that out, then I put it back in upside down, so that's why the box looks a little bit bulky. Like I kind of tried to like squish it in real quick, but you see the different poses of Godzilla 2000 on the back of the box. Absolutely iconic. Then you got the man himself down here working on the figure, you know what I'm saying? He's the, I forgot his name, but he also worked on the Godzilla -1 figure. You know, hence the dorsal spikes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, love this figure, absolutely love it. I already did the unboxing, so we didn't have to, you know, finagle with all the plastic and all that. So without further ado, let's hop straight into the figure. I know that's what everybody's waiting on. So let's hop right into it. All right, so right off the bat, your boy is spectacular. Like, when I say spectacular, I'm not saying it just to say it, or I'm not saying it because this is my favorite model of Godzilla. Like, I'm legit saying that from like a real, you know, in-hand, you know, review, you know, looking over the figure and everything like that. I definitely love this figure just right off the bat. But we're going to touch on articulation, then we'll touch on the details, price point, then we'll wrap it up for you guys, all right? Starting off at the head of the figure, you will have these very, very nice eyeballs that were done for the head. You can tell it's not just sloppily painted on. That looks like an actual marble type of, you know, material for the eyes. So I do like that. The detail on the head, as far as the scaling, you have the ears right there. It looks amazing, honestly, with, you know, the detailing with the scales. Eye looks good over here. Everything looks pretty much, you know, symmetrical. Look forward. And then with the teeth, he will have these yellowish teeth. You know, it's more of like the yellow bone color that is as wide as the mouth will open as well. But yeah, the teeth are mainly a bone color. The tongue does come up. The tongue does come up, just in case anybody's wondering. As far as the teeth, they do look drastically different than the older model teeth. I do have the older Godzilla 2000 with us today, so we're actually going to take a look at that comparison at the end. Pretty much going down the neck, you will have these different joints through here. It will be the segmented joints. It feels like it's 1, 2, and then 3 in this base area of the chest. So you do have some pretty good range with the neck. He can look down that much. And then he can look up that much. Pretty good range with the neck. Pretty good, pretty good. You can get that range of looking left, looking right. No problem. Then you will have kind of like hole-ish areas, you know, between the joints. If you're an avid SH MonsterArts collector, then you already know. I really don't have to touch on that too much. Coming down to the arms, though, you will have several different appendage joints right here within the forearm and like the bicep area, and then the elbow. Elbow is a little loose with that joint right there, but it's not as if it's going to break or anything. It's more so it can cover that hole-ish space right there, you know, and you can move it around, have like easy range with it. I imagine that's why it has a little bit of looseness to it. You know, the forearm right here, you got the bicep area, can go around. I don't think it can do the 360. I feel like if you do the 360, you can do it from this joint maybe, but not from the shoulder part. The shoulder part, I feel like that's more so to like I was just saying, to keep these holes, you know, as less noticeable as possible. Like I was saying, you will have the elbows, forearm, you have the hand. Hand can twist around. Whether or not it can be 360, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, the hand, oh, will it go? Yeah, hand goes 360. And when we take a look at his midsection, chest in the midsection, he will have a different chest mold than the older figure. Like I said, we will see that comparison. But going down from the chest and the abdomen area, he does have that range, that abdomen range right here. You can move him around, twist him around a little bit. And then coming down to the lower part of the body, you have the legs and the thighs. These do seem like they go to a wider range than the older figure. You do get that wide range with the thighs right here. You get that covering for the gap. Then when you come down to the knees, you have good range with the knees. You actually even have the scale armor plating right here that covers the back of the thigh right here. And then going down to the shin, knee area. There is no separate, is it? It is separate. It's separate right here, but this knee part is not going to move in any type of loose way. That knee part is definitely going to be, you know, pretty much stiff the whole time. And then when we take a look at the shin area, this lower part of the leg, you can see that has some good range. It's pretty thick. It's a tad bit thicker than the older version as well. And then you do have that ankle pivot point right here where you can get him in different positions when he's standing. So you do get that adjusted piece right there with the foot. Getting down to the feet, you get that bone color with the claws. Pretty much looks, you know, all natural on the bottom. So when we look at the older figure, it'll be a little bit more webbed between the toes. Then when we get down to the tail, very, very long tail. For all my SH MonsterArts fans, we are eating good with the tail action, bro. We are eating good. We have the long segmented tail. You have the dorsal spines going all the way down the tail, and they will all be colored for the most part. Of course, once you get down to the smaller ones, the detail on the coloring is not all that. But for consistency's sake, it does pretty much go all the way down the tail. Every, you know, segment moves independently, you know, good range as far as going side to side. He has good posing as far as just standing up. You can do the classic Godzilla pose where he has that S curl to it, you know. Get it sideways. You can really do the tail whichever way that you want to. Pretty good range with it. He can make some Really good swimming poses too. Yeah, pretty neat. Colors pretty much the same on the bottom. It's a tad bit lighter, but pretty much blends in to be the same color as the top layer. Then dorsal spikes, everybody's favorite part. You will have that reddish, pinkish, kind of like magenta type color. It has a little bit of like a reflective gloss to it. Pretty nice as like an overall finish and touch to like the dorsal fins, because it is a tad bit different than the older versions. With the older 2000 Godzilla 2000 versions, we had two different versions. There was like the special color, and then the original, they gave it a special name, but there was one that basically came with like a grayish coloring on the dorsal spikes, and then one came with purplish on the dorsal spikes. They weren't red, magenta color like this, so this is a different color for the dorsal spikes. They are pretty much planted into the back. They don't shift or move. I feel like this one at the top of the head is the only one that's kind of shifted and moved a little bit, but all the other ones pretty stiff. They're in place. They aren't like adjustable or anything like that. Get a good range look from the back. And now, like I said, we will get into comparing details and then a pricing and whatnot. Previous older version right here. Now, this one on the left is going to be hella dusty. Because like I was just saying, this figure is over 10 years old, you know, so there's only so much you can do with the upkeep and like the type of ingrained material that this was made out of. But you can tell that this is the purple dorsal spine version of this. And then you can tell also just right off the bat, the height, the 2025 version is definitely a tad bit taller. You see by the tips of their heads right here, he is a tad bit taller. You can put this one's head up a little bit, but this one on my right can definitely just stand up with more of a bipedal, you know, straightforward look. And then when you consider this one over here, when they constructed the neck of this figure, I feel like they weren't really thinking too much about it. You know, because it doesn't really like go up like that. You can't really like look up into the sky. This one can a hell of a lot more than this one. So I guess this is the more accurate height when you put them face forward. And then when you talk about the legs, one on the right, you can definitely tell they are a tad bit thicker. And then with the feet, the older one has the more of the webbed feet. But you can definitely tell they did not use the same mold. Even the shape of the neck on the inside right here is more of like that V shape. And then over here is more of that roundish shape. And then like the chest, I was also pointing out earlier, the chest mold is different. You have more of that crown molding right here with the chest on this left version. And then over here, it's more of that smoother, you know, typical like Godzilla chest that they're putting on most of the new ones. But yeah, dorsal plates. This one, like I said, is very dusty, but you can tell the dorsal plates are also a different mold. They are not the same. You can tell the bigger, like, main dorsal plate is further down the back, kind of like towards the middle-ish lower portion of the back, while this one has it more towards the upper center part of the back. So that's like the main difference in which you can tell from the older and the new. And then the faces, probably like the biggest difference is the face and the mouth. Then get this one real quick. Biggest difference, face and the mouth. You can definitely tell one looks, you know, more so like, oh, looks straight from like the suit, you know, the man in the suit Godzilla. And then one looks more so of like an updated CGI version of Godzilla. Even though they were still doing the suits back then when they did this version, you know, you can just definitely tell there's differences in the face. One on the left has more so of the eyes looking up into the brow ridge right there. And then the teeth color are also different as well. It's more of a whitish bone color, and that could have something to do with the age, but you can definitely just tell the difference between the yellow bone and then the white bone teeth. You know, eyes are completely different. Eyes, you can tell they were kind of like a marbleish type of material with the paint, but you can definitely tell that they did more detail on these eyes over here on the right. And then as far as the mouth opens wider on the 2025 version compared to the older version, that is the widest that it will go. The 2025 version, it will go, yeah, it's pretty much the widest it'll go. But yeah, main differences between the previous 2000s version and then the 2025. Overall, detail on both these figures is still phenomenal. I still love my older figure. I'm probably gonna put him up so he can like stop collecting as much dust. And one of these days, soon, I'll get him cleaned up, you know, get him looking nice again, because I did get this guy off eBay as well. I got him though with like no box. You know, it was just like a good deal for like 80 or 90 bucks. I forgot how much I picked this guy up for. Talking about pricing with this one, I was able to get mine shipped to me for, how much was it? I think it was $118 after tax. After tax and shipping, it was like $118 from this guy on eBay. And, you know, like I said, when you look at, you know, the aftermarket, the third party view, you know, once figures come out like this and, you know, it's very kind of like high demand, you know, it's something that you can tell is going to sell out, you know, if you are not one of those people that kind of gets traction on it when it first comes out. That third party pricing on like eBay, Amazon and stuff like that can definitely skyrocket. So when it comes to the third party, I would definitely just make sure you are checking around price wise. You're not just going after the very first thing that you see, because that was literally what I was about to do with this guy. And I was about to actually purchase him from a different store on eBay. And if I would have did that, I would have been paying like $30 more for no reason, basically, you know. So when you look around and you actually weigh out your options, you know, if you need to sell a figure here or there, you know, just do what you got to do. Be smart with your decisions. But yeah, from what I see, the aftermarket is not that bad when we talk about pricing. So I don't think he's going to skyrocket to where you gotta pay like $300 for him and all that. I don't think it's gonna get to that point, but the popularity with this figure is pretty, you know, out there. So I wouldn't just think, oh, I can just sit back and take my time to get him. I wouldn't be that comfortable, you know, because depending on what stores are carrying them, what eBay sellers have them, etc., you can end up missing out on a figure like this very, very easily. So overall, when we look at the details, I pretty much touched on the details already in the comparison, but I feel like with my overall opinion on the detail on this figure, I feel like they did a phenomenal job. I know other people will have their other opinions on how they handled this figure, how the packaging was. Still, SH MonsterArts, bro, y'all just y'all need to really just include a beam, energy beam for like every Godzilla figure, bro, because y'all know that every version of Godzilla blows the fucking heat ray, bro. Like, just go ahead and just include a heat ray with every Godzilla figure, bro. It's not that hard. It's really not. is literally just getting a piece of plastic and coloring that shit to a damn heat ray color, so we can have at least one accessory as we sit here and pay upwards of like $100 to $150 for one single figure. So yeah, that should answer some of y'all's questions too. This guy comes with no accessories. He just comes by himself, you know, no heat ray, no extra hands, no extra feet, no none of that. You know, you are literally, like always, sitting here paying all this money for just one single piece figure. Now, it's crazy because the heat ray version of Godzilla -1, the SH MonsterArts version of him, he actually has a heat ray accessory that came with him. But that man's price is so steep on eBay right now, bro. It's like I'm kind of taking my time a little bit to get to pick him up, because he definitely costs a tad bit more than other SH MonsterArts figures on the market right now. So like I said, I'm taking my time to get him. But overall, you know, phenomenal figure. Joint wise, they could do a tad bit better as far as like the placement on some things, but I can't really complain too much because I feel like the figure is able, you know what I mean? Like it can do, you know, the whole adjusting and the flexibility with the tail and all that stuff. So like, I feel like they nailed, you know, the main accomplishment. They nailed the main mission when it came to making this figure. But with that being said, though, we're pretty much done wrapping it up for you guys. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this figure. Let me know if you were able to get your hands on it. You know, do you have the older figure? And if you have the older figure, were you cool with just keeping the older one, or did you also need to pick up the new one so you can have both and be a true Godzilla collector? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I know, like I said, it's been a while since I've done a figure review video, but we are going to get back in the swing of things. I've officially moved into my place, so you know I'm got most of my stuff arranged where it needs to be. So now it can be a lot easier to kind of just hop on, get stuff done, move things around, you know, put out a video, so on and so forth, and just keep going with it. But without further ado, I do appreciate all you guys that support me. I appreciate all you guys that watch the videos, drop a like, you know, add into the views. It all comes together full circle. You know, we're just one big happy family right here on the channel. So that's it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Let me know if you are going to pick this guy up. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Peace.